Something's weird with my camera. Hello everyone. I hope everyone is having a good time.
Might you have a moment to speak?
Might be a little bit sensitive on the mic, but I got it. Hey Noctis, welcome, welcome. I hope you're having a good time. Gotta see what's going on with my background source here. Alrighty, that's fine. Alrighty, there we are. So welcome back again to another stream of Final Fantasy XIV. I hope we have a good time. Nice Bloodborne character, whatever. Okay, what am I doing? So where we left off, we were actually exploring the new area of Everkeep Ward with the new princess and Wuknamat. Oh? I think I'm heading in the wrong direction, actually, but it's the right direction for the mission. We're learning about the new regions and areas. Don't worry, Noctis. It's not right now. There are parts in Final Fantasy that are no audio. They're read or read only. But there are parts that do have audio clips, and all the fighting does actually have audio or special effect sounds and stuff. It's usually ran with background music, but since background music is composed by Square Enix's own orchestra, it's generally licensed music. And just to avoid any gray areas between licensed and non-licensed, provisioned or non-provisioned music, I just don't have the background music on. But I know plenty that do stream with the music on and plenty that don't. The thing is, it is a gray area. So I don't want any problems with either YouTube or Twitch. And so no cross problems. So the class I'm running is Reaper. It's one of the newer classes for Final Fantasy XIV. It's introduced in this game. It is a scythe-wielding class. I am very happy about it. I do love this class. But they do have all the traditional old classes as well. So all the classes that made up the previous Final Fantasies are also located in this one. Well, despite some of the best ones. I mean, Beast Tamer's not in here, and a few other ones are not in here, but we do have a good majority of them. along with corresponding races. Yeah, there's Dragoon. That's a typical race for most Final Fantasy games. It's the Lancer, and it evolves into the Dragoon. See? Right here. It's a list of all the classes in the game. See, Dragoon's right there. Under melee DPS, second one, Dragoon. So it is in there. It is in the game. See? I have every class. There's even some non-battle classes, which are like crafting and gathering. How long have I been playing? I've been playing since the game came out. What do you mean? Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. The game originally released back in 2013 with its PlayStation 3, PlayStation 3 one. It was a Realm Reborn at that time. And then it also had a secondary expansion pass for Haven Sword, which took it to the next console, which was PlayStation 4 in 2014. And then it came out again with another expansion for Stormblood, followed by Shadowbringers and Endwalker, and then finally we entered into Dawn Trail, and Dawn Trail took it from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5. So this game has actually been around for at least a whole generation, the whole PlayStation 4 generation, between the 3 and the 5. So 14's been around, but prior to 14, There's a lot of speculations as to whether or not it's a continuation of 11, and 11 took place on PC, and that was back in like 2011 or 2010. Now, I didn't have the luxury of a subscription or a paid for source back then, so I didn't actually get to play the majority of 11. But I'm not entirely sure if this is a continuation of said source, but a lot of the species and races are completely different. So there's speculation that this is completely separate or that it is in fact connected. Yeah, I mean, it happened around the similar time, yeah. I think that was like one of the expansions was coming out during that time. Mm-hmm.
What's happening over there?
It's nearly time.
I'm glad you could make it.
Are you with us?
Queen Sphene has come to see you.
We're here, Namika. Everything is going to be all right. What's the matter, dear?
It can't be.
Oh my.
That's the bangle I gave to Namika.
You know her?
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
Namika, it's me. Wuklamat.
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end.
Has she no more soul cells?
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on, in us.
living on in memory. The giants share a similar belief.
Wait, where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will ease her burden.
Oh my gosh, it's my favorite Pokemon that just appeared. Yeah. Gonna catch that one.
I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please,
Let us give them some time alone.
Yeah, I caught it.
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
It's not the end.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps. Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time. Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a Void Gate, or even with the Crystal Tower. In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining. Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding. I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes. To when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm. The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's noxious influence.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
In other words, Sphene's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
But of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder. Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs. Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zoralja resides.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zoralja do as he pleases. But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father. And to do so, I intend to take Zoralja's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
A fair question. Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm. It is a ruler's duty. Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Kafkiwa, you might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
I am afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
Oh my.
It's not as if we have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep, anyway. Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Oh?
Namika? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
What? I guess he just had his memory wiped? Yeah, definitely being controlled.
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
How can you not know who she is? You're in charge here. She was under your care.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud. Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud. Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
People's memories are being completely stored. So they're being uploaded and then deleted. Yeah, like a Neuralink. They kind of did the same thing if you've ever played the game Genshin Impact with Sumeru. When she was going through and she was storing everyone's memories and making backup copies. Kind of sounds like that's exactly what just happened. I wonder if it's using the Neuralink as a power source as well, because from what it seems, the cloud that they're referring to might actually be the the generator, because we all stared at the tower and it's processing generated power. And that same power is running through all of these devices. It's quite a perplexing sight, but could be a valid explanation. Well, unlike the majority of the people, the princess is an original benefactor of Alexandria, and thus is not directly connected to the link, because she lives in the palace, and the apparent link is above the palace door. She's meant to store all her memories locally to herself. So I can't really say that she's being sus, considering the fact that she's not being controlled. But at the same time, she cares about her people. So she actually cares about them. So it's not really her, but rather the technology itself that helps to displace memory. So as to say, rather than to mourn those that are lost, it just removes the memory of them and stores it permanently, so that their memories are always kept and stored. So they're not lost, and they didn't perish or disappear, and you don't have any memories of them dying. But for many, the memory of them dying is actually the part that makes them live more. It gives you more power, because you draw on those memories, which they no longer can. It's a very perplexing situation. But we also know that those interlinks on their head don't just provide memory storing, but also rejuvenation. So the aspect here would be, in the case of an incidental or an accidental death, the device will pop up and it'll interlink and resurrect them automatically. So it has an auto resurrect feature. Though I suppose it doesn't work against age. And it might run on something called soul cells, which they were asking if she had any more, but they also said at her current age, soul cells wouldn't even work. So I guess given that understanding, there's probably other factors at work that conjoin with these pieces. I mean, it's still fairly new technology, so there's little that we know. But since these devices also contain memories and soul cells, they may also contain the same crystallysis we have with the mana. So it might actually contain crystallized aether, which is the exact substance that many eidolons, summons, aeons, or whatever you want to call them, primals, it's what they feed on. So there could be a chance that these devices may actually aid in the production of summoning as well. But that's purely speculation. From the looks of things, probably a very well speculated guess. Or, as you would say, an educated guess. I'm not really one for dyeing my wares every color of the rainbow, but I know some people do that. Okay, which one do we want them to grow? Do we want them to grow corn, potatoes, or pumpkins? The options are corn, potatoes, or pumpkins. Potatoes? Yeah, you can do a lot with potatoes. I mean, you could do a lot with corn too, but not so much with pumpkins. Let's do potatoes. Potatoes is good. Maybe they'll make chips out of it. This is a huge map, and I've only explored so little of it. Gotta have fries. Yeah. You know what? This game is an open well, it's a paid for subscription, but it does have a free trial basis of 33 days for a free sign-on. In addition, the first couple of passes for this game are also free with the initial download. And not just to include, but also if you do have the game or are thinking about playing the game in the future, you can also add me as a friend and we can play some missions together. Yay! It sounds like a whole bunch of stuff, like I just jumbled that all together so frantically. Oh, the map's not all as big as we thought. Okay. I figured the map was huge, but it turns out the map is not that big at all. This is a standard sized map, not a very large one. What exactly am I to do? A company? To the partitioned water tank and then speak with them. Well, this is the partitioned water tank and we already spoke with them. So are we missing something? Food storage facilities. By converting light energy to science, we've created a refrigeration system that can prevent spoilage. It's a godsend and takes us to okay, mass problem of our hands. Okay, so this is not the source which we need. Oh, yes it is. Hold time. Okay, so this is not the source. We need to go to what appears to be a water source. A water tank? I thought that was the water tank, because that's the only place it showed us to go. To the partitioned water tank and then speak with him. Which we have. But it didn't work. So, was that not the partitioned water tank? Or, rather, I do not have the part of the map open to which they would like for the exploration. So I must open the map more while also being accompanied with them. How enthusiastically drawn. Okay, so actually they're going this way, and this is actually a part of the town I have not visited. And that is a large drop off right there. A terminal? Quite a few of these things. A rubble elephant? Motorcyclists? What is going on? I doubt that this was the requested localized zone by far. There is an aether current out in the open though, so I might as well grab it. Also looks like that's a facilitized outreach. And in no way connected to the water tank he was wanting me to go to. Maybe the water tank he's wanting me to go to is more down here, in this region that appears to be locked off. What the? You just came around the corner like that? Just casually driving? Why is it so different from all the rest? This is a facility right here. It has a peculiar structure as well. Oh, there's somebody waiting here. Lightning keeps striking in odd places throughout this land. In high voltages. This is probably the Thunderlands that they were talking about. Also, why is everything being technologically enhanced? Including the monsters are technologically advanced. Oh, mine is the Cyclops. They still have a strange crystal protruding from their back, which is not common with the other Cyclops. The Avenger. Mighty swing, huh? Twist of fate. So many graves. And a boarded up church. Maybe they just got tired of burying people. bad. The cool part is with previous missions, it would break your instance if you teleported. This one did not. Also looks like with all their new age technologies, we're interloping down here. These are not the new locations. This is the interloped old areas. The older zones. They did have water tanks. Broken down homes. Entry box. So this is the original city before Alexandria popped in. You know, it's odd. That square, these pathways, this all reminds me of Alexandria. Oh, snap. This city copied and on its side over there. Everything destroyed amongst the sea. An endless field of lightning. Looks as though it's a place to be discovered. But not now, I suppose. Because it will not let us jump into the sea. We have an interpass here. We're the top part of the ward, which is actually the keep itself. We have this side to discover. So we've still got quite a few areas to discover. can't say I'm a fan of sci-fi stuff in Final Fantasy, except Final Fantasy VII. Well, in every Final Fantasy there is a little bit of future tech, but it's generally from the same area and from the same people. What's interesting is that Alexandria is a past Final Fantasy crossover, because Alexandria is actually a well-known city that specialized in technology and was known as the city of gold, or the city of future tech. It housed quite a lot of AI and generations, one of which was the artificially generated world of Celestia. And Celestia is actually the location of the first Final Fantasy game and the second Final Fantasy game, and also it's where a lot of other things come from. It's the source of many other problems, though Alexandria was just one small kingdom in Celestia. It's like the Kingdom of Alexandria inside of Celestia. So it's a very perplexing well, there's a lot of things that are in or interwoven with itself that makes this quite an interesting feat. And as they mentioned, or as we mentioned before, this is not a normal Final Fantasy. Well, generally because the AI sourced one actually took place in more like a medieval setting. But they did have a castle of technology that levitated and floated everywhere. And you said you played Final Fantasy Tactics, which took place during the Lion War. So you're not going to see a lot of technology because that was actually placed in the medieval era. However, the kingdom of Rabanastra was also in that era, and Rabanastra had a secret in its multiplicity of tunneling systems. It actually held a lot of technology that it hid from the world. Throughout that game, you're not really going to see much. It's mostly just medieval discussions and magic. However, it's not anybody's one fault. In every video game, there is Omega Weapon, which is a organically redesigned summon made from technology, and it does exist in the Tactics game as well. As a possible boss, it has to be unlocked. Yeah. I mean, I'm practically born and raised on this, so... See, these monsters right here were actually, or traditionally introduced in 13, which didn't really do very well. I mean, it was a pretty squared up game. It just wasn't a fan favorite. A lot of the monsters that are presented, or a lot of the creatures, areas, or information that's presented in this game is actually a participle to other Final Fantasy games. This is like a very big interloop to every Final Fantasy in one game. It includes DLC content and bridge content to other Final Fantasy games. Like, if you have the expansion pack for Stormblood, you will also gain the raid dungeon to go back to Rabanastra. If you played through the earlier dungeons, a lot of the UIs are back in the old 8-bit style. So you can see what a class looks like in an 8-bit. And also includes original throwbacks to certain specifications, like the Tactics game and a few others. And there's actually the card game in this one is also a throwback card game resembling that from Final Fantasy VIII, and does include artwork and caricatures of every Final Fantasy character from the previous game. So there's Ramza as well. He's on one of the cards from Tactics. And Bart's as well. Yeah, Magic the Gathering did do a collab with Final Fantasy, but generally just for the creation of the cards. For a IRL creation of the card game. Though inside of the actual game itself, there's no Magic the Gathering setup or information, or even a crossover relative. I think that was just for the card development side. Oh, Mr. Cyclops. He's trying so hard to hit me. I dodged like twice in a row. But also, Square Enix does have correlations with many other games that they've helped or worked on together, making co-contracts. One of the collaborated games would also be Square Enix works with Monster Hunter. So there is a Monster Hunter crossover as well, so you can get the Rathalos as a mount in this game, as well as armor, gear, and a Palico. They also did work on Nier Automata, so there's crossover stuff with that as well. And they do have a collab, a kind of like a little bit of a integration with Yokai Watch. So Yokai Watch does pop up in this game every now and then. And a few others as well. So there's quite a few things that are going through that people have fun with. Let's see. Where is it? key items will be fine. Actually, I don't think key items is the right place. Where is it? Is it extensions? It's under logs. Okay. No, it's not. It's not under logs. Collections. There we go. The Final Fantasy Unlimited anime, I can't say I've had the luck to watch it just yet. Like, I've seen all the previous ones, I just haven't watched that specific one. Like Advent Children. Also, they had that one where it wasn't really... It was like a spin-off Final Fantasy one. But I haven't seen the Unlimited anime series. Or movie. See, here's the Yokai Medallion. Yokai Watch crossover. And here's the Nier Automata crossover. Well, that's good. Then you definitely got to go and check it out if it's that good. An old mining shaft? Well... Cool, I parried it. Yeah, I figured there'll be something like that down here. Also, quite an interesting little device here. Now, Final Fantasy Online does not keep treasure chests located in open areas. They keep them along dungeons. So that's another thing that's very interesting and having to get used to. It's like with the old Final Fantasy games, you would move around certain areas and you would just find chests and you would be able to open them and they would just be there. You know, like this area would have like a chest in it or a boss or something. But generalization is because this is an MMORPG, an open world aspect, we cannot place chests in an open world instance because anybody can open it. And it's not just one person, and it's not really limited to any one specific, so the instance has to remain identical for everyone. However, there are some captioned instances like based on storyline, where certain background images or background things will change or alter, but it has no main effect to the main story. They have, however, altered a lot of the main story to streamline it so that people can catch up on the new story as soon as possible. So certain things like dungeons have been updated and aged or changed. They've been modified to become faster or easier to navigate. Honestly, I think that they should include the older version of the map as well as the new version of the map as two separate instant choices. Because a lot of us who have played since the beginning are used to the older map and have grown accustomed to seeing the older map. And now that the new maps are out, everything has been altered or changed. The differences are no longer the same. I suppose that could be a benefactor, because it's all like, oh, you know, you played the old game, but you haven't played the new game, blase. And I'm like, well, you know, might be true, but still. Now, we've explored the majority of this map, and still haven't found where this guy goes. Anybody have an idea? He keeps on talking about a water tank, but that's not a water tank. That's a, from what he's saying, it's a refrigeration. So I have to find this supposed water tank to which he needs to discuss matters by. I think I found it. It's extremely small and verily hard to see on the map, but there is a small little bubbled instance right here. Yep, this was it. This is exactly where I needed to bring them. So that's the water tank. All done. Nope, not done. He wants to talk about more stuff in town. But now I know to look out for these weird small instances, so Oh my, there it is. It's going over into that cave. Let's follow it. Hey, but Noctis, if you actually have this game, we could play together. No definite idea as to whether or not you do or don't have it. Wait a menacing monster, this one looks to me, but it's just a spirit. A thunder spirit at that. Didn't want the smoke. So sadly you don't have the game? Aww. It's a really good game.
What is this?
Aaronville!
A trap!
It really is you!
Huh?
Who?
I just had to get a look at you in the light. And I can still hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling Olympia!
My darling, what now?
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fussy little bun bun. But what are you doing here? What brings you all this way?
Fuzzy little bun bun. LOL, blue boy. That's actually his mama.
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
I'd know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird floating thing?
And what have we here? Say, aren't you Galoo Jaja's kitten? I knew I recognized that adorable fuzzy face. always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me, I hope?
I can't say that I do, but you knew my father?
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Kafkiwa.
I'm sorry?
Oh, but this won't do. Come in. Come in! Friends of my LNSP are always welcome.
Apparently, the robot is connected to the cloud and has all the stored memories of his mother, or could be controlled remotely by his mother. I mean, we don't know yet.
All I ask is a little forewarning, but no.
Just when I thought I was starting to get a handle on this place. How are things still getting stranger?
Hey, you shouldn't knock it. Things get strange all the time. It's just a body she controls remotely. Okay, so this is a remote-controlled android. It's not actually her. Okay, so the device on the head is a regulator. So it is like a Neuralink. Yeah, when we purge the other shard of darkness. When a person dies of a natural cause, their soul is temporarily housed within the regulator. It's then delivered to a facility where memories are separated from the soul. The result is a fresh soul cell, free of impurities, ready for distribution and consumption. Meanwhile, the memories are stored in the core system to be remembered forever. In fact, a great many of us were opposed to it. So they forced their philosophies and teachings upon the people they took over? How unjust. Okay, let's go with her and find out who she's talking about. An acquaintance named Strika is a hunter who hunts the monsters in the Thunder Plains as a participle to their job. What is that? That is a mighty strong special case. Let's see. Level 100. Hashul. Might be an A, B, or an A type, or an S type. Problem is, if I attack it and it's an S type, it will kill me. If I attack it and it's an A type, this is going to be a long fight. But B types are usually passive. I'm not entirely sure on the typing of that one. I see. Okay, so I just looked at that. Hashiwala is an A type. So it's a strong battle. And it's a spirit form, so it's going to use long-range magical attacks. Certain types can use abilities such as Omega or Death or even Doom, which can cause insta-death, so I'd rather not worry about magic types at the moment. Maybe if we had a team, or maybe if I composed a team, a party of sorts, then it wouldn't be so daunting of a task. Hey Ox, welcome to the chat. Even if you're just popping in to say hello. Or hey yo. I usually say hey yo, but some people say others. Just came in to roar. Hey, hey, and then yo. Hey yo. Yeah. Like hero, but instead with a Y is hey yo. Instances of memory management, reincarnation, and rejuvenation. When a person dies of natural causes, their soul will be wiped clean, their memories will be stored in the system, and the soul will be redistributed as a soul cell and can be given to another individual as a form of reincarnation. Why not just use white mage magic or red mage magic or any form of altered ancient magic that automatically pulls on Aether for a full resurrect? Why rely on a device to do it for you? Or you could even do it the old school way and just use a Phoenix Down. But a device that literally uses another person's soul just to bring yours back? I don't know. That's a very severe trade-off. Oh, this thing. Not very severe. Leads me to think that was I think I am It didn't seem to be too strong. Ooh, there's a Hrothgar over here. Ooh, he looks really cool. He even got little headphones. She's a monk. Well, she just died, but she's gonna resurrect. So we actually get to see it resurrect. Now she's alive again. It's like a berserk mode. As we mentioned before, Zorulja did the same thing to kill his father because he wasn't strong enough to fight him one-on-one. So the regulator may also provide a berserk mode for the wielder. Awesome burrito. That sounds great. And thank you for letting little Nod play in the trash can. Well, that'll conclude our... Thank you for the pets. Unfortunately, this will conclude our stream for today. Because it is already past time. We're about like 14 minutes after stream should have ended. But otherwise, thank all of you for being here and joining me. We will be raiding out of this stream, so if you stay after, we will be raiding into another streamer's stream. Otherwise, thank you all, and bye-bye for now.